What's good? It's Colleen Witt, and Eating While Broke is back for Season 3. Brought to you by the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. We're serving up some real stories and life lessons from people like Van Lathan, DC Young Fly, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and many more. They're sharing the dishes that got them through their struggles and the wisdom they gained along the way. We're cooking up something special, so tune in every Thursday.
Listen to Eating While Broke on the Black Effect Podcast Network, iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Residents at Brightview Senior Living Communities enjoy enhanced possibilities, independence, and choice. Brightview Dulles Corner in Herndon and Brightview, Great Falls, offer vibrant senior independent living, assisted living, and memory care services through various daily programs and cultural events. Chef-prepared meals, safety and security, transportation, resort-style amenities, and high-quality care. Everything you need is here. Discover more at brightviewseniorliving.com. Equal housing opportunity.
This is your moment, your time to shine, your comeback. You're ready for the next step in your career, and you want an education employers respect. So you're not just going back to school, you're coming back with Purdue Global. Backed by Purdue University, one of the nation's most respected public universities, Purdue Global is built for people who bring their life experience into the online classroom. Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu.
You don't just live in your home, you live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Hello. From Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This Pride Month, we're talking about wordsmiths. Women who use language to create community, give a voice to change, and inspire future generations to do the same. In the heavy heat of a South Dakota summer, a little girl and her grandmother practiced a ritual. They would set out with white tin pails, past the slumbering rattlesnakes, make their way down the path they always took to the cherry trees. And throughout this entire journey, the little girl would talk about her dreams, her convictions, her beliefs. And her grandmother would listen to her and believe her. That little girl's dreams and convictions never faded. Her power to write about them and act on them only grew. Let's talk about Barbara Mae Cameron. Barbara was born in 1954. She grew up on the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation, surrounded by her Lakota community. Barbara later wrote that on the reservation, people had a relaxed yet respectful code of relating with each other. They traded jokes, teased each other, and found time for summer cherry picking. This was in stark contrast to the white community that Barbara encountered outside of the reservation. They lived in houses separated by fences. To Barbara, their way of life seemed cold and violent. By 5 years old, Barbara had witnessed a group of white boys attack an elderly Native American man and had seen a police officer kill another Native American man. She was no stranger to funerals. But Barbara always believed she could do anything and be anything she wanted to be. At 9, Barbara told her grandmother she wanted to live in San Francisco and save the world, too. In 1973, before her 20th birthday, Barbara accomplished her first goal. She moved to San Francisco and enrolled at the San Francisco Art Institute. 2 years later, she co-founded an organization called Gay American Indians. The organization was a space for two-spirit people, a term referring to Native Americans who have both masculine and feminine spirits, and used by many natives who identify as LGBTQ+. Gay American Indians created room for two-spirit people to meet, socialize, and exchange ideas and information. Barbara started the group in part because the broader LGBTQ community in San Francisco was largely white and often actively racist. Barbara channeled these experiences into her writing. She penned deeply personal and biting essays and commentary. In her essay, "Gee, You Don't Seem Like an Indian from the Reservation," She recounted the feelings of panic that sometimes overcame her when standing in all-white rooms. She wrote, quote, "I want to scream out my anger and disgust with myself for feeling distrustful of my white friends, and I want to banish the society that has fostered those feelings of alienation." Barbara worked to create a new society. Throughout the 1980s, she organized the Lesbian Gay Freedom Day Parade and celebration. She co-chaired Lesbian Agenda for Action. She was appointed to multiple committees focused on community development and human rights. She worked tirelessly to eradicate racism in queer spaces, and she demanded that white people do the same. She also continued writing about her experiences and the experiences of Two-Spirit people more broadly. She published essays in several books, including This Bridge Called My Back, Writings by Radical Women of Color, and A Gathering of Spirit, a collection of writing and art by North American Indian women. During the AIDS crisis, Barbara traveled to Berlin to attend the 9th International Conference on AIDS. Along with other Natives, she advocated for Native visibility in the AIDS crisis and stood in solidarity with Indigenous people across the world. Later, Barbara also consulted with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the CDC, advising them on their AIDS and immunization programs. In all of her work, both domestically and internationally, Barbara made sure Two-Spirit people were included in the conversation. Barbara died in 2002 at the age of 47. She was buried right outside the reservation where she grew up, among the same hills she walked, while picking cherries with her grandmother. All month, we're talking about Wordsmiths. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you tomorrow.
Residents at Brightview Senior Living Communities enjoy enhanced possibilities, independence, and choice. Brightview Dulles Corner in Herndon and Brightview, Great Falls, offer vibrant senior independent living, assisted living, and memory care services through various daily programs and cultural events. Chef-prepared meals, safety and security, transportation, resort-style amenities, and high-quality care. Everything you need is here. Discover more at brightviewseniorliving.com. Equal housing opportunity.
McDonald's presents Burger Reviews by Hamburglar. Today's review, the hotter, juicier classic burgers. Mr. Hamburglar. Robble. He said, "Of all the McDonald's burgers I've ever hamburgled, these are the hottest, juiciest, and tastiest." Robble.
Hamburglary is on the rise. Get caught with a medium double cheeseburger meal for $6. Price and participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal price. Comparison to prior classic burgers.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
Detective Weaver said, "I'm sure you know why we're here." I was like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you love comedy, movies, and Hollywood satire, you're going to want to listen to a brand new podcast called Get It to Dutch.
In Get It to Dutch, we play three aspiring screenwriters on a quest to get a script to big-time Hollywood producer Dutch Huxley.
Each week on the podcast, we perform a movie script right before your ears.
It's like going to a movie with your eyes closed.
And we have amazing guest stars, including Tim Robinson, Rob Hubel, Lily Sullivan, Jamie Moyer, and Weird Al Yankovic.
Listen to Get It to Dutch, a screenwriter's journey on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcasts.